bring this. I have no idea where my stream. Where my stream is. Whatever. Let's go with the forms. So the thing that we are trying to do is let's learn about forms. Let's continue expanding our application by allowing users to add new nodes. You can find the code for our current application here. So from node component, you're just gonna see the node. We have some nodes from index.js, whatever, it doesn't matter. So we use, the component uses the useState function. The component uses the useState function to initialize the piece of state stored in the nodes, the array of nodes, passing the props. We can also use drag developer tools to see what really happens. As you can see here, we have a couple of nodes, and you can see those nodes. But actually, we're actually getting to do some stuff. So let's stick with the initial value passing the props for the time being. The initial value that gets passed is this, like props and nodes. The nodes, like the three nodes, HTML easy, like these three nodes. Now things are gonna get good. So we'll add a form here, and on submit, when you click submit button, the form is gonna use this function. So we have added the add node function as an event handler to the form element that will be called. Then the form is submitted. By clicking submit button, we use the method discussed in part 1 for defining our event handler. The event parameter is the event that triggers the call the event handler function. The event handler immediately calls the event that prevent default method, which prevents default action of submitting a form. Default action would, among other things, cause the page to reload. The target of the event stored in the inventory target is logged in the console. So when I click this button, I'm gonna see a prompt, and the prompt says like button click. So we have an input here, and see the most important thing. Okay, look, how do we access the data contained in the form's input element? How do we access this? So there is something called control component. There are many ways to accomplish this, actually. As it says, there are many ways to accomplish this. The first method we will take a look at is through the use of so-called control components. Let's add a new piece of state called new node for a certain user submitted. Let's add a new piece of state called new node for storing the user submitted input. And let's set it as the input element's value attribute. So the input value, it's like new node, and what it does actually, it has just this. Actually, what we want to do, we want to use this callback function. Actually, how are we gonna do this? So if you just do this, if you just set this like this value as the input element's value attribute, you're gonna get an error. Why do we get this error? The placeholder text stored as initial value of new node state appears in the input element, but the input text can't be edited. The console displays a warning that gives us a clue to what might be wrong. Since we assign a piece of the app component state as the value attribute of the input element, the app component now controls the behavior of the input element. So the app component now controls the behavior of the input element. To enable the editing of the input element, we have to register an event handler that synchronizes the changes made to the input with the component state. So on change, when you add something here, let's delete this. So for example, let me click A. Let me delete this. So look, A, B, C, or typing. So we have now registered an event handler to the onChange attribute of the form's input element. You see, the value is going to be this, and the value actually is like a new node. But when you enter something On change, we're gonna call this event handler, and it's called handle node change. What it's gonna do, it's gonna console log this value that you entered, and it's gonna set new node's value to the thing that you entered. You put into an input array. The target property of the event object now corresponds to the target property of the event object now. By the way, let me see. Let's see if I'm streaming. I'm not streaming. I should be streaming. Let me see. I am streaming actually. That's cool. You have no one? Exactly. Let me say something. Hello, everyone. Everyone. Hello, everyone. Hey, we have no one. Let's go this and keep studying. The target property of the event object now corresponds to the controlled input element. And the event the target value refers to the input value of the element. Note that we didn't need to call the event of prevent default method like we did in the onSubmit event handler. This is because no default action occurs on an input change, unlike a form submission. You can follow along in the console to see how the event handler is called. Components. We have this state. Where is the state? So these three are actual nodes, and now we can see how event handler is called actually. Look, I'm typing. Okay, let's delete something. Oh, it also gets rendered immediately. Hello world. Yay. Okay. You did remember things I already did, okay? Now the component's new node state reflects the current value of input, which means that we can complete the add node function for creating new nodes. First, we create a new object for the node called node object, okay? That will receive its content from the component's new node state. The unique identifier ID is generated based on the total number of nodes. This method works for our application since nodes are never deleted. With the help of method random function, our node has a 50 chance of being marked as important. The new node is added to the list of nodes using the concat array method introduced in part 1. Okay. Focus on this. It looks studying. Kind of hard, but I've got to study. There's no way. Like, if I want to be successful, if I want to be successful in my life, I have to study. I have to study. And probably I'm gonna look at these couple of years later, and I'm gonna be so proud of myself. I'm gonna be so proud of myself. So let's go. First, we create a new object for the node called node object that will receive its content from the component's new node state. The unique. By the way, why this computer makes too much noise, bro? It really makes too much noise. Set nodes, nodes.concat, node object, set new node is empty. The method doesn't mutate. How do we pronounce this, bro? Come on. Mutate? Mutate, okay. The method doesn't mutate the original nodes array, but rather creates a new copy of the array with the new item added to the end. This is important since we must never mutate state directly in React. Okay, let's take a look at this concat method. Okay. The concat method is used to merge two or more arrays. This method doesn't change the existing arrays, but instead returns a new array. We have array 1, array 2, and array 3. Array 3 is a combination of array 1 and array 2. You can find the code for our current application in its entirety in the part 2 branch of. Okay. We can complete the add node function for creating new nodes. First, we create a new object for the node called node object that will receive its content from the component's new node state. Okay. Const add node. So we const add node instead of just so we were just logging the node console, right? We were just logging the node to the console. By the way, why I'm having problems with speaking, bro? Why? I must be flawless. I must be flawless. I have to express myself in a clear way, and I must get good at speaking. Oh my god. We were just logging the node to the console, right? Exactly. To the console. Exactly. But now we're just gonna change this. All I have to do is just, let's make this a command. So what did we do? We created a new object. No, we are making a new function. We already have it. No, we're inside of this function, damn it. Okay. I know if kind of hard. I'm not gonna give up anyway. I'm never gonna give up in my life. That's not gonna happen. I'm not a little pussy, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give up in my life. That's never gonna happen. So first we create a new object, content, important, and ID. New node, not object, no, not object. Holy god. Maybe I can do this entertainment. I don't know, I have literally no clue. I know one thing for sure. Performance mode makes too much noise. Its content is gonna be new node. Yes. No way. Nah, exactly. This was complicated. And what do we have? Not this, bro. Just close this. And ID not subline plus 1. Set nodes. Library. So set nodes is gonna be this is still not the end. Set is gonna be combination of these two script and nodes that like this. Exactly. How do we use this? But it's still going on. For you, no problem. And set new node is going to be empty. Why? It's going to be an empty. String. So let's see what's going to happen. The method doesn't need to. I've already read this, okay? Event handler also resets the value of the controlled input element by calling the set new node function of the new node state. Oh, after adding these things, new input element is going to be an empty array. So event handler is also resets the value of the controlled input element. It also resets the value the this. Damn, why cannot I put by calling the set new node function of the new node state. By calling the set new node function. So what's gonna happen? Let's refresh our page. Let's go to console. Holy god, it's easy. Forms are easy. How did we do it? Let's see. We were just console logging, right? We were just console. We were just console logging the target value. No, I mean, whatever. So but now what are we doing? We're setting this new object, and in this new object's content, we are adding this new node. We're adding this new node to the nodes array. So we actually had some nodes before, like this. We actually had some nodes like this before, but now we're adding these new nodes to here. Oh my god, I ate too much today. I shouldn't eat that much. Damn. My stomach kind of hurts. I'm not gonna lie. Filtering displayed elements. Let's add some new functionality to our application that allows us to only view the important nodes. Am I still alive? I guess I'm alive. Alive, alive. I don't know. No one is writing. Come on. I know one is watching. Okay. I'm gonna like it. Let's see, one like. Why not? It's better than nothing, right? That it's better than nothing. Uh, let's add a piece of say to the app component. Let's add a piece of say to the app component that keeps track of which nodes should be displayed. Okay. Let's change the component so that it stores a list of all the nodes to be displayed and the nodes to show variable. The items on the list depend on the state of the component. By the way, let me close this because I don't want to shoot you. Actually, I only need this, right? Yay! I did it. Now I can see the comment. Struggle. Do we really type struggle like this? Struggle. Oh. Struggle. Make forceful or violent efforts to get free or restraint or constriction. A forceful? Am I doing it forcefully? Kinda, but grind is a better word. Yes, grind. No. What does grind in slang mean? Yeah. No, what do you mean, bro? No, I didn't mean that. The grind, as he put it, the one thing that you are willing to do that your competition isn't. So let's put this one to here. Let's change the component so that it stores let's change the component so that it stores a list of all the nodes to be displayed and the nodes to show variable. The items on the list depend on the state of the component. The items on the list depend on the state of the component. Comes nodes to show. What is this? This is the first time that I'm seeing something else like this. I have no idea. The definition of the nodes to show a variable is rather compact. The definition uses the conditional operator, also found in many other programming languages. The operator functions as follows. If we have once result condition 1 value 2, the result variable will be set to the value of val 1 if the condition is true. If the condition is false, oh, I've seen this one before, I guess. So if the condition is true, use nodes. If the condition is not true, If the value of show all is false, if the value of show all is false, the nodes to show variable will be assigned to a list that only contains nodes that have important properties set to true. Filtering is done with the help of the array filter method. Node subfilter node, not that important, equals true. The comparison, damn it. The comparison operator is redundant since the value of redundant isn't enough. More than is needed. Abundantly redundant. More than is needed, desired, or required. What about abundant? What about abundant? Abundant. It was kind of much. Luck. Luck. What about luck? Okay. By the way, what happens if I listen something? Let's see. Hmm. What if I pause this and play it? Okay. So no jitters this. That's good. result variable will be set to the value of value 1 if condition is true. If condition is false, the result variable will be set to the value of value 2. Okay. If the value of show is false, the notes to show variable will be assigned to a list that only contains notes that have the important property set to true. Filtering is done with the help of the array filter method. The comparison operator is redundant since the value of not that important is either true or false, which means that we can simply write We show the comparison operator first to emphasize an important detail. In JavaScript, value 1 equals value 2 doesn't always work as expected. When performing comparison. Damn, bro, I gotta spend more time. I'm losing my skills, bro. I have to practice more. Comparison. We show the comparison operator first to emphasize an important detail. In JavaScript, value 1 equals value 2 doesn't always work as expected. When performing comparisons, it's therefore safer. When performing comparisons, it's therefore safer to exclusively use this. You can read more about the topic here. Am I gonna read it? No. You can test out the filtering functionality. By changing the initial value of the show all state. Next, let's add functionality that enables users to toggle the show all state of the application from the user interface. The relevant changes are shown below. Next, let's add functionality that enables users to toggle the show all state of the application from the user interface. Toggle, like zoom. Nope. Toggle, isn't it about some zoom in stuff? Oh, toggle switch. What do you mean? Like you can open it or close it according to your needs, right? I got you. But So show we put this. If this one is true, do this. Wait. Okay. So this one is true. Put the first one notes. If it's not, put this. Put what? Important ones. Where did it go? Maybe not that important. No. But filter? Oh, I don't know about this filter method. Let's learn about filter method. But okay, then what do we do? Notes to show that map. Notes to show. Let's if this, by the way, if the node is empty, you should probably they're gonna give space to that for that, but I'm just gonna take a break a little bit. Thanks for watching, even though no one is gonna watch.